SEN's coverage of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games continues. Check the Hockey Australia Club Finder and play. And why wouldn't you want to play now? Because we could not have had a better start to the campaign for both the Hockeyroos and the Kookaburras. Mark Knowles joins me now, as he will do regularly throughout these Tokyo Olympics. Mark, g'day to you. And what a start for these two teams. We couldn't have asked for any more, could we?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It has been a very good first couple of days for both hockey teams. I think for me to come on today and speak about these first couple of matches is very nice, and I think this puts us in a good position leading forward for the last couple of round matches.
Where do we start? Let's start with the men because they kicked us off on Saturday with the win over Japan. They led 2-0. Then they were behind 3-2, and then they finally got themselves into gear. A little bit nervy, but 5-3, a good start.
It was a traditional first match. I've been through that many times myself. I think what we saw was the guys, jumped out of the blocks and quality really showed in the first quarter. And then you start to tense up a little bit. You're not quite as match fit. The opposition throws some different things at you. And I think in the end, it, for the positives that you take out of it, that was a really good hard hit out first up. I honestly believe that would have been a bad start if we would have won that 7 or 8-0, could have been the case. So it's a good start for the boys. And obviously what we saw last night was, the world's number one team in action. That was a very clinical, clean performance against India, who are the number 4 team in the world. And, 7-1 is a result that the guys would be very happy about. But I think it's more the way they went about it. Very, very clean, very, very clinical.
It certainly looked, and from someone who doesn't know anywhere near as much about the sport as you do, certainly looked to me that it was a bigger gap between 1v4 in the world.
I think what we saw last night was that India weren't prepared for the style of play that the Cookers played. So that's the first thing. And the second part is when you take your chances in the best teams in the world, when you take your chances, you're always going to be hard to run down. And obviously the guys got a bit of confidence out of that first half, first quarter, first half. And in the end, they just overran and overpowered a team that there's probably a little bit of self-doubt in that Indian team when they play against Australia, just from previous encounters. And, we're talking 5, 10, 15 years worth of, damage that's been done by the Kookaburras over that Indian team. And in the end, just overpowered, overskilled, outworked. And that's exactly what the guys need to keep doing.
Yeah, they certainly do. And 5-3 and 7-1, couldn't have asked for better. Now, the Hockeyroos, wow, a performance against China 6-0, where they look like they're starting to really find their rhythm.
Oh, they do, and that was just an exceptional match today. We were hoping that the girls would jump out of the blocks against Spain. I think what the girls talked about after that first match with Spain is just the confidence of getting off the mark, the confidence of being in an Olympic tournament with points on the board, not having to chase their tail like both teams did in Rio, and it came back to haunt both of the groups. So to see the Hockeyroos' performance against Spain was very, very satisfying. And then obviously today they just showed a real thirst to put a team down. And I think just some of the finishing, the work in and around the attacking and defensive circles will be what Trini Powell, the coach, is so happy about.
Backing up, though, too, it must have been very difficult. We've heard all about the conditions, the heat and humidity, and to do it back-to-back adds even more merit.
Well, it does, and I think in some ways we might not know until later in the tournament, but that's certainly why the girls had a couple of stints in Darwin. That's certainly why they put so much focus into the preparation, because, anybody in high performance knows in pretty much every sport, you're not coming out, just preparing for the Olympics in the last 5 to 10 days. This is 3, 6, 12, 18 months of really hard work. And there's been a lot of changes in the Hockeyroos. We know about that. But what the most pleasing thing for the girls is just the way they went about their business today. It was just exceptional to see. And, one of the things that's been said about the Hockeyroos in recent years is how are they going to score their goals? And just to see the amount of, goal mouth action and girls down, desperate, alert, diving, clinical, sharp around that attacking circle is exactly what you need to do in the Olympic Games.
And Mark, do you reckon other countries are looking over their shoulder now at the Hockeyroos?
Oh, I think they always were anyway. They were number 3 team in the world. They know that the Hockeyroos at their best are very good. I think what it just showed was that the girls are here, and yes, you can beat a European team, but can you back it up the next day against one of the other Asian teams? And I think we've seen that now. So it probably gives the girls a lot of confidence knowing that they can play against different styles and be successful. And that's a really, really big positive early on.
It absolutely is, mate. Always great to talk to you, and we'll chat again regularly throughout the games. Thanks for your time.
Look, no drama. Thanks very much.
The Hockeyroos and Kookaburras are going for gold at the Olympics. Check out the Hockey Australia website for ways to watch all the matches and where you can play. Then see our world-class Australian hockey stars on home soil in the Hockey One League. Buy your tickets today at hockeyone.com.au. Go Australia.